Hey guys, today we're talking about the in and outs of your day-to-day doing the van life. Let's say you're hanging out in your van, but you need some nice clothes. Either you want to go to church like the last video, you've got a job to go to, you just want to go out on the town and look your freshest. Well, we're going to talk about something very important today, and that's ironing your clothes. All right, so we've got our essential tools. We've got our unironed t-shirts. We've got our portable ironing board and a standard Black & Decker, just normal iron. It's not even a fancy iron. They make them with 12-volt adapters, so you can put them in your van outlet, but this is just a normal one because we have an inverter. So we're gonna go through the process of doing that and maybe some of the information that you didn't think about if you're just doing laundry the normal way in your laundry room. First thing, a small ironing board is probably going to be your best bet. I don't think if you could fit an ironing board, you're not going to want to have that whole space taken up by it. So this is a cool little one. I can store this under the bed. It's just a couple feet long. It's less than a yard. And it just pops out like this, like a normal ironing board. And we can just go put that right there next to our Copilot. All right, we're going to try an experiment today. My battery-powered iron isn't working. So we found this normal iron, and we're gonna see if it works in the van with the inverter. It's gonna be exciting. And so what you're gonna need to do with any type of iron, I do recommend the portable ones. They make battery-powered ones and ones that can plug an AC outlet. That's gonna be your best bet. But you wanna take a look at the bottom. Let's see if we can get that. You can see what the voltage is, what the amps, and how much it's gonna draw. It's 120 volts at 60 hertz at 1200 watts. Now our inverter is a pure sine wave inverter that goes up to 2000. So this should be covered by it. Let's see if we blow up the van. First, we'll take a look at our power supply right here, and you can see where we're at. Right now, we have the lights on, so we're drawing 1.1 amps. So let's plug in our inverter and plug in the iron and see what's up. Here's the remote for the inverter. It's plugged in, so we're gonna turn that on. There you go, that's the beep if you heard it. The inverter itself uses electricity to convert power. It's not a net zero thing. So it will drain some power just by the act of converting. It takes electricity to do that. But if we're looking at our control panel here, we see that it really hasn't drawn that much more. Now it's probably because it's not actively converting. So let's plug in the iron and see what we're like. You don't want the iron near your Copilot. That could be bad. We'll put him over here for safekeeping. All right, well that didn't go quite as planned. We had some beeping going on. I have a feeling because it's just drawing too much power in the first part, but it got hot immediately. And you can hear it sizzling. So while it's doing that, why don't we try to iron a little bit? Wow, that's actually still really hot. I just had that in there for a few seconds. If you haven't figured it out, this is the first time I'm trying this iron. I normally have one at a laundromat, or I used to have a battery powered one, but it stopped working. So now we're improvising. Yeah, I didn't see it draw any power on the remote either, so that's quite interesting. Somebody with electrical background should let me know what happens when you plug something in that takes a lot. So I know things like hair dryers, electric kettles, and things like that, things that do temperature, really draw a lot of spikes of power. So it's always important to get an inverter that can do more than what it'll be. It's like a startup cost to get past that initial inertia. Wow, this turned out pretty good. This was really wrinkly. Now I'm just wrinkling it doing that, but you can see where I did it. It actually looks a lot better. That was completely wrinkled before. All right, we got one more thing. You remember this? Let's try this. Let's see if it works. The normal inverter. This is a Powerline DC to AC adapter. So we're gonna plug this into the van, turn it on, and see if it'll power the iron without doing the beeping noises that I think are really bad. All right, this is also a PSA. This entire time, and always in the van, I have a fire extinguisher right behind the captain's chair that I'm sitting in. This is a Lucky fire hydrant. This was in my dad's car when he got into an awful, awful car accident. And the car was completely totaled. He had to get a new one, but he was okay. And that's the important part. It could have been very different, and he could have been hurt very severely or even worse. There was also something else it was in. I forget what the full story was, but it was also in another accident. So I've got it with me now, and it's my Lucky fire extinguisher, and hopefully I'll never have to use it, but it's here if we need it. All right, so we're plugged in. Green light means go. We got the iron over here. We'll plug that in, just give it a minute. I think I need to wash this floor now. Let's look at the statistics for this. So we can tell it's not the full power that the iron requires. But will it get warm at this rate? Let's find out. So it does get somewhat warm. That could also be leftover residual from when I plugged it into the inverter. But you might be able to get some type of heat from that, enough to do some light de-wrinkling. Well, all in all, what did we learn? I think we learned today that if you really have to use it, you can use a small powered iron to work in your inverter. But we heard that beeping, and I don't know if that's bad. I should probably read the manual. So what we did is we unplugged it, and it got hot so quickly. Maybe it was overheating, and that I was able, actually it's still really hot right now. So just like 30 seconds of power from the inverter, I was able to iron at least half of my shirt. Now, do we dare try it again and get the other half of the shirt done? Well, no, because I don't want to die. But I think in a pinch, it might be possible. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me at all. I can't be held responsible, and I don't want you to burn down your van, because that would be pretty bad. I would feel kind of guilty, especially if it's my recommendation. But we saw it basically drained no power other than the initial spike voltage, and we got half of our shirt iron. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to find the best portable iron, and I'm going to link that in the description, and I'll put up a picture of it right here, and you can look for that. That's what I would recommend, and that's what I'm going to have to get. But you can kind of figure out portable ironing board, kind of the setup here. We got our shirts over here. I think you can get the general premise of how to iron in a van. Well, thank you guys for watching. We're doing the 30-day challenge where I do a video every single day. If I had known this wouldn't have worked, I would have pre-ordered the battery-powered iron or the AC adapter iron. So we're going strong with the one video a day. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Do all that stuff. I appreciate it immensely. You don't even know.